Okay, sure. Go
All
ahead.
right. Good evening, everyone. Please allow me, Juman Deiraniye, to welcome you all to the fourth annual English Language Conference 2026, jointly organized by the Queen Rania Teacher Academy and Georgia State University. This year's conference theme, Inclusive English Education in a Changing World, reflects our shared commitment to creating learning environments where every student feels seen, valued, and empowered to succeed. Over the course of this conference, educators, researchers, and practitioners from around the world are coming together to exchange ideas, share experiences, and explore innovative approaches to English language teaching in today's rapidly evolving educational landscape. At QRTA, the mission has always been centered on empowering educators and improving the quality of teaching and learning through professional development, collaboration, and innovation. Together with GSU, this partnership continues to build bridges between global expertise and local educational impact, making this conference an important platform for meaningful dialogue and professional growth. Before we begin, I would like to encourage everyone to actively participate in today's session. As you listen to the presentation, please feel free to prepare your questions and share them in the chat box throughout the session. We will have a Q&A segment at the end where the speaker will address as many of your questions and comments as possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Ramsey Ata, who is an English language teacher from Rawabi English Academy in Palestine. He brings extensive experience and valuable insights in the field of English language education. Today, Mr. Ata will be speaking with us about empowering learners through instructional dialogue. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Ramsey Ata. Please.
Thank you so much, Ms. Juman. Um, I would like to welcome you all, and I'm very happy to see this large number of participants, actually, 231, which makes me very happy and excited. Thank you for the introduction. I would like to welcome you all. I'm very delighted to be here. So let's cut to the chase and delve into my topic for today. And I'm really sorry for I couldn't open my video due to a technical problem. So I'm really sorry for that in advance, but I hope you make the best out of my session for today. To start with, this workshop is inspired by something that I love to always mention because it's very important. It's the phrase or the sentence. It says, "Stop teaching the subjects and start making the learners partners in the teaching or learning process." So, what does that mean? It's not only about telling or listening anymore. Partners, when I say partners, we should all be partners in the learning process. Teachers and the students should both be engaged in this process. So my workshop goals, I have four main workshop goals that you can see in front of you. Um, I will shed light on them very fast. The first one is I will explain, of course, what instructional dialogue refers to. And actually, I will allow you or I will let you derive it by yourselves before I actually give you the definition. And you will identify its key features, number one. Number two, you will observe and analyze instructional dialogue in classroom scenarios. Number three, participants will identify and classify teacher moves, which is the core of my workshop for today. And I will be referring to six main teacher moves for today. And the last one, you will be applying practical strategies, maybe on some of the moves, or mainly on some of the moves due to the limitations of time. And it's how to support and improve dialogue during teaching practice. So my agenda for today will include the following. Of course, we will start with a short icebreaker. Followed by an activity. We will derive together the definition of instructional dialogue. We will mention or we will refer to the first three moves, also followed by an activity, and then go on to the other three moves. And then the last thing I will refer to something very important, which is called the fishbowl strategy. And then we will, of course, come towards the end of our session. So to start, what I had in mind is that I didn't honestly expect this number of amazing participants. So, of course, the original plan was for you to say your name and one fact about yourselves, and then the person chooses another person. So, I don't think that would be possible with 300 participants. So, what will I do? I would love, let's do it, take it about another way. I would love for you or for you to participate by saying your name, where you're from, and one fact about you. The fact can be anything you would like to share with us, and I will read a couple as I move forward. So, your name, your country, and one fact about you. Okay? And I will be reading as I move forward. Um, I would be very delighted if you could share, or if you want to share. I mean, I would love to read some because of my limitations of time. Okay, Wajiha, Saudi Arabia, aspiring leader in education. Thank you, Wajiha. Yafa from Jordan. Okay, I'm a teacher. Mundar, welcome. I'm trying to lose weight. Okay, I gained when I quit smoking cigarettes. Good for you. Dalal from Palestine. I have a phobia of cats. Okay, good to know. I'll read just a couple. Aya from Jordan. Welcome. Teacher in the making. Good luck in your career. Let me go with Ali from Kuwait. I play video games. I'll read just two or three more, just due to the limitations of time. Of course, I really cherish that you are all with me. Um, okay, Hala Majari from Beirut, Lebanon. I'm a cat person because we have lots of cat lovers, which is interesting. Okay, I will go to. Okay, Rula from Jordan. I'm a teacher. Amani, I love my job as a kindergarten teacher so much. Interesting. I'll just read two more. I'm just trying to choose other countries that I haven't mentioned. Okay. I am Lubna from Algeria. I'm trying to learn more about uh, did, didactics. Okay. Interesting. And the last one, I will go to. Okay, I'm a PhD student from Iraq. Okay. Welcome all of you. It's a very diverse group from like a very from various countries. So I'm very happy to see you all. Okay, so having said that, I will go on. I want you to please focus because we will start. So now we have in 2 minutes, 10 minutes have passed. So I have to mind the time very carefully. Okay, what do I want you to do? We have a dialogue between Mrs. A and student one, and then I have Mrs. B, which is a dialogue between a teacher and several students. So what do I want you to do? Don't read both together. I want you to please take 20 seconds to read the dialogue of Mrs. A. Don't look at Mrs. B. I'll give you 20 seconds to do that, please. Just read Mrs. A, like between you and yourselves, very fast. So it's a dialogue between a teacher and a student, and some students actually. Student one, student two, student three. Um, okay. So now that you have read Mrs. A, I want you to please go to Mrs. B and read the dialogue between teacher and between another teacher and her or his students. Also, I'll give you like 20, let's say 25 seconds for this, since we have more writing. And please focus on the type of dialogue here. Okay, I'll give you 10 more. Okay. Um, would anybody, you can intervene. I don't mind. I would love just to make this, not only based on chat. I would love anybody, if you want to participate, if you look at the two conversations or dialogues, what can you say about Mrs. A? The dialogue between the first teacher and the three students. Can anybody share? Elian, you can go ahead, please. Um, Eliane, can you speak or Ms. Juman, do I have to open the mic or they can do
Yeah,
that?
I'm not sure they can unmute themselves. You might, or I might
Oh,
need to do it.
okay. I said ask to unmute. Okay, I think now again.
Hello, I guess now it's working. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Eliane,
Uh,
can you tell me what you notice in Mrs. A, the conversation between the teacher and the
yeah,
students in Mrs. A?
of course. First of all, she didn't encourage students to critical thinking about
Excellent.
questions she was asking. When a student couldn't answer, she just gave the answer right away.
Excellent. Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you,
so she
Eliane.
didn't give them a chance to
Awesome.
think
Awesome.
about it.
So you
Thank you.
are saying, Eliane, that the teacher led the students quickly to the correct answer without them having to think about what adjectives are. Correct? Eliane, can you hear me? Okay, it's okay. Maybe some. Okay, I got you. Okay. Samar Abu Naja, you can
Yes,
open your mic.
yes,
Samar, can
hello.
you tell me can you tell me about Mrs. B, the second conversation? How is it
Yeah,
different
while
from the first?
while Mrs. A is teacher-centered class, Mrs. B is a student-centered class where she
Excellent.
elicits answer from the students, encourage
Excellent.
them to learn the about adjectives through context, discussions, so the student can give the rule and their own definition of adjectives. She elicits the
Excellent.
information from them.
Thank you.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much. Thank you. So, as
Thank
we
you.
said, I'll just take one more. We have Al Qaisar, Ya Khloud. It said, I'll open your mic. Oh, Al Qaimar, Al Qaimar, Ya Khloud Al Qaimar. I'm sorry. Do you want to? Yes?
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Do you
evening.
hear me?
Can you, sorry to interrupt. So, one of you said what you notice in
My
Mrs.
name is
A, which
Khulud
is thank you
Al-Qimari.
so much. Ms. B, can you compare the two, Al-Qimar? Can you give me a brief
Okay.
comparison after mentioning the difference between the two?
Mrs. A, yes. Okay. The teacher gave the students the direct way to the rule,
Excellent.
whereas the second one, she is trying to get this rule by themselves, which is more effective for them.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you for all participants. Thank you so much for your participation. So mainly, dear colleagues, example A, the student led the student quickly to the correct answer. It didn't involve any critical thinking whatsoever. Let Mrs. B, students learn from Yusuf's idea, if you see Yusuf, and Maria's correction and explanation. So this builds something we call collaborative thinking, and critical thinking is very vivid here. So let's say it, like, to cut it short, example A is basic understanding and recall of the definition, whereas B fosters deeper conceptual understanding, reasoning, and academic dialogue skills. Thank you so much for your participation. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. After saying or seeing this example, what is instructional dialogue? Can you please write in the chat box? What is instructional dialogue? What can you derive from the example or from the comparison we just mentioned? Can you please give me some answers in the chat, please? So, what do you think? A teacher-centered where B is student-centered? Okay, if I told you what is instructional dialogue? Guided questions. Okay. Who can tell me what it is? So if I told you what is instructional dialogue as a concept, what can you tell me? um, in the chat box, please, if somebody can answer. Conversations, thank you, between teachers and student focused at active learning. Thank you. Collaborative dialogue. Conversation, shifting, excellent, from teacher centered to student centered. Giving instructions, learning by giving and receiving instructions, a dialogue that is student centered. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Equal opportunities. Guidance, thank you, lovely, amazing answers. Based on communication, real talking, conversation used for teaching. Excellent. So you got the idea. Thank you so much for your participation. Now we will move on and say we will define it. So the definition is mainly, as you can see, it's purposeful and interactive exchange of ideas, information, or questions between students and teachers, or among students themselves. If it really involves active learning between the students themselves, it encourages active participation. The aim is to promote critical thinking, collaborative understanding, facilitate learning, and deepen understanding. So now, after mentioning this and you deriving the definitions, we will talk about the first three moves, which are three main moves. The first one is ask. The second one is press. The third one is something we called revoice. Now, to go on to the first one, which is called ask. Ask is mainly, as you can see, it's mainly about beginning a discussion. For example, you want to start with a text or a reading comprehension text. You actually start with a generative question to allow students to develop their ideas and their reasoning about the content and concepts. For example, how do you define power in this text? What motivates you to learn more? So it ask is mainly related to asking generative questions. Okay, so some questions that are in general, just to what, to foster and enhance and begin a discussion. The second one is called press. So press is it's mainly, as the word suggests, it's actually about clarification, evidence, and elaboration. So I want more information, I want evidence, and we are talking more about phrases or questions or sentences, like you can see in the gray area. For example, somebody says something and I ask him, say more about what you mean by this, or by what you said. Okay, so a student said a concept, for example. Can you clarify what you mean by what you said? Or, for example, number three, what in the text or data makes you think of this or that, or the idea that you suggested? So it's mainly about asking for clarification, evidence, and elaboration through, of course, and not restricted to one of these three questions, or actually it extends beyond that. These are only just triggers or just basic questions. And the last one, it's about revoicing. What is revoice? Re means to do again. So it's when you state a student's claim to verify, the understanding or ideas, or to introduce to introduce or encourage academic language. For example, a student says something, you're like, I'm hearing I'm hearing you, for example, I'm hearing Sabah, for example, say that this or that. So one of the strategies used, why are you revoicing, is to share or represent a student thinking to the class, to share his idea or her idea with the class. This is one method or one stem that's used. Another one is to check on confirm understanding with the speaker. For example, so you would say, so let me see if I understand what you said. Your claim is this and that. So if you focus, revoicing is mainly about two main things. The two main things is about either to share or represent student thinking, or to check and confirm understanding with the speaker. Okay, so now we're just going to do a very short from theory to practice. We're going to do something very, very basic just to get an idea of what I'm talking about. I want a presenter, I want partner A and partner B. Can anybody raise their hand to just do A and B, and I'll tell you what you should be doing? It's not Islam, and other than Ilyan, Islam, I'll open your mic. You may, Islam, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Islam. And Samar Abu Naja, I think. Okay, because these are the first two I see. Samar and
Yes.
Islam. Samar, I'll give you, please, you would be partner A and Islam partner B. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
What would you do, guys? The thing would be like this. Just give me a second. Okay. I'm sorry because, okay. So, partner A, which is, we said Islam, right? Or Juman?
Summer.
Samar, I'm sorry. Samar, your partner A, you would read the stem sentence. For example, you would say, in 10 years, I see myself blank and blank because, and then you would continue the sentence. And then Islam, you would press. How would you would do two moves. One time you would say a press move. You can choose one of the two phrases you see, say more
Yeah.
about, or can you clarify, choose one of them. And then you would do a revoicing move, also choose one of them to, in relation to Jumana's idea. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, Juman, can you please go with the stem sentence? Just so you can say whatever you want. Yeah, you don't have to think a lot. Go ahead. In 10
See,
years,
Samar.
Samar, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. In 10 years, I see myself as a successful teacher because I'm working hard with my students and planning for doing so.
Excellent. Islam, can you do a press move?
Okay. Can you say more about what you mean by saying a perfect teacher?
Excellent. And then
Yeah,
go with the,
by learning different strategies, how to help my students in learning and acquiring knowledge.
excellent. Can you do the revoice move, please?
So you're saying that you are going to improve yourself. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact sentence, so
It's
I'm
okay.
just gonna
It's
go
okay. It's
with.
okay.
No problem.
So
Um,
you're saying that you're going to learn more about teaching
more
strategies.
strategies. Yeah.
Can you please clarify that?
Excellent.
Yeah, so strategies that can help my readers, such as critical thinking, learning through projects,
Awesome.
how to make effective discussions in the
Thank you
classroom.
so much. Thank
I
you so
think
much.
the next two
Thank you so
sentences.
much. So this is the type of ideas we're talking about. It's mainly between the teacher and the students, and it can involve student to student approach if it really fosters the learning process. Okay, so we mentioned these three. Now, what about the other moves? Of course, due to the limitations of time, I will mention them. But hopefully, I mean, I won't be able to do a very, an activity on them, but I will tell you what I mean. Of course, anybody who needs the slides can refer back to me later on. I have no, I mean, I'm fine with sharing them. Okay, so now, what am I gonna do? We're gonna talk about, just one second, please, because I cannot see my screen now. Okay, now, so post and connect. What's posting? It's mainly a move in which a speaker, usually the teacher, gives other participants a space to respond. And then the speaker may provide further support by asking connecting questions. For how do we do so? Of course, for example, I'm hearing, let's say, for example, Islam, you talk to someone, for example, I'm hearing you say that X said, I'm hearing you said that X, another student, said this and that. Why would X make such a claim? Okay. Guys, can you please, okay, please just turn off your mics so we make use of time. For example, X is saying this. Who can add on to X's point? See, you're giving a space, participants a space to respond, and then you ask further support by asking connecting questions. X is saying this, while Y is saying this. Can anyone build on one of these ideas or provide an alternative claim? So this is post and connect. You say what somebody is saying, and then you ask by connecting questions. The fourth one is step back. From what and I realize I have like 6 minutes left, Ms. Juman, so don't worry, inshallah, I will finish on time. Step back. Teachers let other participants respond to one another without stepping into the discussion. For example, you let the students, it's a student-centered approach. You start a discussion, and then students respond to each other. And then if a student asks you, you'd use a phrase like, don't ask me, ask the class. What do you all think? You can mention a phrase like, I'm stepping out of this part and let you all discuss together. So it's mainly stepping out, giving room, not stepping out, just to make it like the ultimate goal is for them to make it a more student-centered learning environment without an intervention, a direct intervention from the teacher. And the last one, create think time. So for example, the teacher gives an opportunity for students to think. For example, somebody asks a question. You'd be like, for example, if you look in the gray area, this is an interesting question. Take a minute to, for example, to write your notes down in your copy in your notebook, and I will call on a few people to share. So this fosters critical thinking, not just taking in what they understood, it's sharing it with their class. For example, grab a neighbor and take 2 minutes to check in where they are at. We've been sitting here for a while. For example, stand up, find a partner on who has similar feelings as you. For example, these are only prompts and you can tailor it the way you see suitable. So, and then the last thing I want to mention, I have 5 minutes left. So I have a fishbowl strategy. This is actually something, it's adding on to the six main moves. I just wanted to mention it because it's related to instructional dialogue. So my talk was mainly about the six moves. This is something additional. I just wanted to mention it due to its relation and direct contact with my topic. What is the fishbowl strategy? It's mainly, if you look at the diagram, or if you look at the drawing, or the picture, what do you see? What do you see? Students are separated into an inner and outer group. What do they do? In the inner circle, students discuss, and in the outer circle, students listen to the discussion and take notes. Okay, and then this fosters a discussion environment in the class. This is something you can do for many topics. This is, the idea is simple and you can tailor it the way you see suitable for sure. So in summary, we have six main moves: ask, press, revoice, post and connect, step back, and create think time. Of course, the fishbowl strategy is something additional that's related to this topic. So now it's time for action. After I had mentioned the six instructional teacher moves, can you jot down like a few notes in the chat which instructional move you will apply in your next lesson in at your universities, at your classes? Can you please write down? So ask, press, revoice. It's not rejoice Asil, but thank you so much. Thank you, Nafisa, for your wonderful feedback. Fishbowl, ask, press. You can use them, of course. You can use more than one depending on your purpose, of course. All of them. Thank you, Maram, for your wonderful feedback. All of them, absolutely amazing. Revoice. You can use them, of course, in any way you see suitable. It's not like you have to use this for this skill or for that skill. You can use it in a way you see very suitable and according to your session. Step back is really amazing. Thank you, Shiraz. Revoice, you mean? Thank you for this. Okay, thank you. Okay, so after I had mentioned, nice, Shan, thank you. Thank you for your wonderful feedback. So now, before I know I have Ms. Juman 2 minutes left. Don't worry, I am.
It's okay. You have a couple more minutes. It's okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Juman. Okay, so after mentioning, I'll just read some more. Are they fit? I couldn't read because of the many comments. Maybe we apply. Yes, we want the slides. We need the record. Okay, everything is recording, as I noticed. Thank you. Okay, thank you for attending. I wanted it to, I wanted my session to be short, simple things you can just take with you directly to the classroom. You can use some of the triggers or the questions or the slides, the phrases I use directly. Just take them. Of course, this needs practice. Of course, the more you practice, the better you will be. These are things you can directly take. I didn't want to complicate things. Just take as is, apply them, and I guarantee you the flow of your class will be different. Of course, I'm talking from a personal perspective. So it works really amazing. Of course, we're not talking only about university classrooms in classes in schools. This works amazing in university classes, English, teaching English, absolutely, in workshops, anything. You can tailor it the way you want. So I'm happy for your wonderful feedback and what you will be, using. And I'm happy to see the amazing number of participants. Really, it makes me so happy. Okay, so after time for action, we did it. And then last but not least, I want you, please, of course, Ms. Juman, do I have like 2 minutes? Is it okay?
Yes, I can give you 2 minutes.
Okay, great. Because I just wanted to hear some voices instead of because I wanted to mix it. Who can please write down in the chat box a key takeaway that inspired you the most in my workshop? It would really make me happy. And in the meantime, can anybody share using their voice? I would really love to hear some feedback from you about a key takeaway, something you would like to take away directly to your classroom. I would go with, I am seeing some hands. Al Maram, is it Maram? I opened your mic. Maram Al
Maram
I
Al-Baoud.
can't.
Yes, it was very
Hello, welcome, Maram.
informative.
Maram,
It was very informative and short to the point. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Maram, can you give me a key takeaway? Like something you would
Well,
take away for your classroom directly?
one of the techniques that you
Yeah,
showed, which is the revoice, I liked
excellent.
it most. I think it will work perfectly with my primary students
Awesome.
because yes, they like to share their ideas most of the time. So we could
Excellent.
apply it in many ways, not
And
only
I
with the teachers
guarantee
and
you,
students,
yes.
but we can use it, student to students.
Excellent. Absolutely. I will take just one, Imad, Yusra Imad, please. A key takeaway from you or any feedback. I would love to hear your takeaway, please, first.
First of all, thank you for your precious
Thank
workshop.
you. Thank you so
And for
much.
me, I will focus more and more on active feedback from students themselves. I will,
Excellent.
if and I will focus on interactive discussion. For
Excellent.
example, if I give a question for a student and he will not answer, I will not give him the correct answer immediately.
Excellent.
I apply this and I will focus more and more on this because it's very important and it improves its interactive and its activity and and its ability to make students learn more and more and to depend on self-correction even in their
Thank you
exams.
so much. See,
Yeah.
this is why I mentioned Mrs. A and Mrs. B at the beginning for you to derive. I'll take one more. Do I have Razan? Razan, please.
Mr. Ata, this has to be the last one.
Last one, sure. I
Okay.
promise
Yes.
you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the informative session. Actually, one takeaway message is that instructional dialogue, it's a two-way conversation rather than a traditional one-way conversation. And I think one of the tools or techniques I would use is press and revoice. I think they were the most
Thank you.
interesting and beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Razan. Thank you all. And this would be the end of my in what I hope you found a very informative session for you to take directly to your classroom. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Juman, for your wonderful moderation. And please, if you have, I don't know, is it like a question answer, Ms. Juman, or
I
what you
think
suggest?
due to the nature
Sure.
of a very interactive session, we won't have time for a
Great.
Q&A, but I'm
Sure.
glad that they were able to ask, that our participants were able to ask you questions and you were able to engage them.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Ata, for an insightful and very engaging session.
Thank
Your
you so much.
perspectives on instructional dialogue have given us much to reflect on as we continue working towards more inclusive and effective English language teaching practices. I would also like to thank our audience for their active participation and thoughtful engagement throughout the session. We hope today's discussion inspires new ideas, meaningful conversations, and continued collaboration among educators and professionals in our field. On behalf of the Queen Rania Teacher Academy and Georgia State University, thank you for being part of the 4th Annual English Language Conference 2026. We look forward to seeing you in the next sessions, and we wish you a productive and inspiring conference experience. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.